Good morning. My name's Dr. Andrea Bergena, and I'm your instructor for HHS4M Virtual Summer School. Welcome to our orientation video. Here we are inside our course home. So this is the home page that you'll see every time you log into Virtual Summer School and come to our course. So I'm just going to take you on a brief tour of these widgets here on the desktop. So first of all, there's the calendar. So today's date, June 28th, the start of our course. You can always tell the current date has a little red box around it, which is handy if during the summer you're like me and you can't remember what day it is. So this is very good. So underneath the calendar, there are specific events that are listed. So for example, this is one of your first activity, and it simply tells you where it says submissions allowed. That's referring to the drop box that you can start sending things in. And then if you scroll down a little further, you'll see that on July 2nd, that's the ultimate due date for the particular activity. So now the drop box is closed. So submissions allowed end is just an awkward way of saying closed. So all sorts of different events and things. Here's Meet the Teacher on Tuesday night. That's at Mackenzie Collegiate. You're welcome to come by and say hello at 6:45. So here's some information about that session. It's not compulsory, but it's certainly nice to meet all of you. The news section, I should be putting information in there every day, so please check that when you come in. Today for orientation, it's just got some information about the first things you should do now that you're in the course. The FAQ on the right hand side is really important. That's where I've put information about kind of all the questions kids tend to ask, students ask about online courses. Do you have to participate in discussions? Yes, you must participate in discussions. All sorts of different things. When are the assignments due? So this is a kind of a one-shot look at our calendar, so it's kind of handy for printing it out if you choose to. So all of that information, and if some people are asking some good questions this term, I'll update it and add some more things. So that's the first thing that you need to check when you're looking around the course. So please read this FAQ carefully. Notice how that opened up another tab. Sometimes you use a back browser in our online environment, and sometimes items open in a new tab. Be very careful when you're composing something. Say you're sending an email or you're sending something to the Dropbox. If you use the back button, you can inadvertently lose some work. So make sure that if you want to look at something else, just open a new tab in your browser. Office hours. This is something new in Virtual Summer School. We've got a subscription to Adobe Connect, and it's a tool that lets people meet and share ideas. So give that a shot. Between 1 and 2 every weekday, I'll be in quotes, air quotes around that, in my office. You can drop by and talk to me. There'll be more information on exactly how that works. So that's a tour around the widgets on the desktop. This menu right underneath the course title contains the most important information in the course. So the content is sort of like the textbook of the course. Make sure you read all of it. I'm happy to entertain your questions, but it really, really helps if you have, before you ask a question, read all the material. It makes the question that much more informed. So right now, the grade section is visible. Doesn't have anything added to it. These just, open and close. I'll be posting your grades as we move through the course using PDFs from Markbook. Meet the Teacher Class Lounge Glossary. Just explore each of these. They're handy areas in the course. Now, the very first unit that's here is the culminating project. That might seem odd, but because our course is so very, very short, we have to start with our ISU right away. So this culminating project, please start looking at that today. Read through it, look at the due dates, mark the due dates in your own calendar, and make sure that you're aware of how much work it involves, and also you're starting to think about the topics you might like to use. Unit 1, we're going to complete this week. There are 6 different activities there. And course information's kind of very detailed information from the Ministry of Education. Notice anything that's in bold is something that hasn't been clicked on yet. Once you've had a look at it, it's no longer bolded. So each of the individual units, let's take an activity here, it's all divided down the same way. Each of them contains an overview, brief description, expectations, which are from the Ministry of Education documents, and then this is the most important one, content. Here, the author of the course, which wasn't me, but I've been reviewing it and adding things and editing things. Here's where all of your activities are, a description of the different things you do, whether it's mini quizzes or write in your journal. So it's a lot like a textbook in a course. And then the fourth section of each individual activity is the assignment. So it's really important, I've found this in the past, that some students just kind of look at the toolbar and say, okay, what do I have to do? They click on the assignment and then submit it. But often that leads to really poor results because the information in the content informs the assignment. So realize that the two of them work in tandem, and please don't move on to do the assignment or ask questions about the assignment until you've carefully read the content. When you're all finished with your assignment, in each of them it'll say, drop it off to the Dropbox. So I have no access at this moment. Okay. But I'm pretending to be a student right now. This isn't my teacher view, this is my student view. So this is where you go in and submit your assignment. I'll make a detailed video about that later. So that's good for now. Discussions, that's where we go to discuss the topics that are assigned in the course. So that's just kind of not an idle chat. That's a formal part of the course that's really important to include. And the class list. So far I'm the only one there. Hopefully we'll see the rest of your names later in the day. Notice the green dot beside my name. That indicates that I'm online. So when you see the full course list there, say you're working on something with a group, you see the green dot beside your name, you know they're there. Want to send an email to me. Oops, that's to everybody. Don't spam the list, please. Just talk to people one at a time. So you want to send an email to me, just click that and a pop-up window comes up. It's really important that if you have your pop-up blocker on, you turn it off. The course doesn't work effectively with pop-up blockers on. You lose a lot of the functionality. So if you're sending me an email, please include a very specific subject line. If you don't, I'm afraid I get dozens of emails every day. That's the last one I'm going to look at if there's no subject in here. So I know this one's about grades, and the student will enter their information, click the spell check button before they're done, and hit send. So it's easier than looking things up in the address book just to go to the class list and tick beside the person's name and choose email. You can also send me a page. That's another handy little function. Please don't be offended if I don't reply right away and it says I'm online. Sometimes I can step away from my computer and forget to log out. I've got 2 kids and looking forward to a happy, busy summer, but I will try and get back to you as soon as possible. That's my commitment to you because I want everyone to be really successful in the course. That's it for now. So come in, take a look